apps onboard millions of users and simplify the Web3 user experience. So Biconomy, they offer a full-stack account abstraction flow for DApps and wallet in a non-custodial manner. So through an account abstraction compliant SDK, it provides smart accounts, a paying master and bundler that powers sponsored transactions, paying gas in any token, automated transactions, session keys, account recovery, and much more. So I'll just let Aniket share.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Hello everyone, this is Aniket here, one of the co-founders of Biconomy. Before I just get into it, just a show of hands, how many of you guys use smart contract wallets on a daily basis? I see Lucas there, but but I hope like this number is gonna change next year. You know, like when I again come to Google my time. But yeah, I mean, like just a bit about Biconomy. We've been in the US space for the last 4 years, just trying to make sure that transactions become simple. Like people use applications before like getting into the complexities of Web3 and make sure that the entire experience is pretty seamless. There's been like a lot of buzz around the abstraction in the last 1 year. People have like different preconceived notions about it, but what I must say is that abstraction is kind of not new. Like this has been outgoing for the last several years, and they've been like in different shapes and sizes. So account abstraction 1.0 has been defined. It was basically, I'll say like led by gas station network. These are the guys who are currently like leading account abstraction 2.0 as well. But basically it was like a relay network that was using meta transactions to do gas station transactions. The few key players in the industry back then was like gas station network, Arch and Biconomy. But it kind of worked, but the problem there was that the operation cost was a bit high, so like people were not like very keen to use account abstraction 1.0. And secondly, the dev experience was kind of limited. It was pretty good for gasless transactions or like paying fees in ERC-4337 tokens, but that was kind of the limitations of account abstraction 1.0. Biconomy had been like a key player in account abstraction 1.0 and been doing like many things, as we can see in the numbers here. So the last like couple of years, we have done over 40 million transactions, worked with over 300 plus projects. Some of the key players that we work with in the industries are like both a combination of Web2 and Web3. In terms of Web3, we work with Sandbox, Cinderland, Perp, DYDX, basically like a mix of gaming and DeFi applications. In Web2, we work with Mercedes, JP Morgan. If you guys are not familiar about JP Morgan, they did the first DeFi transaction last year. That was all powered by Biconomy's transaction firm. So what all we learned that is cashless transactions is needed, UX is definitely needed. People needed a product, but our scope was not just limited to cashless transactions. Like definitely we were thinking like much more deeply. And then like account abstraction and 437 kind of came in. So this is how like 4.2 kind of occurred. This is around 2 years ago when like there was Vitalik kind of written post about how like an entry point can be created and there can be like new flow of transactions where we will be using smart contract wallets overall just to simplify the transactions. So this was like a sort of a game-changing moment overall for everyone in the industry when like working in similar space. Just imagining the transaction flow that can be done without even like doing hard fork. While this doing hard fork needed, for that probably we have to go a bit backwards and understand like how the transaction flow works. So this is like a normal transaction flow works in our EOA. When I say EOA, it's like MetaMask, Trust Wallet, etc. Where many of you guys might be familiar about this flow, but just reiterating it. Where a user signs a transaction goes to one pool, builders kind of take it up from there and summits like a bundle and give it to the validator, and then transactions goes on chain. And then we have like different characters like searchers, and we have like private pools as well, just to like save an area on that front. But this is how like a normal transaction flow works. What happens in our 437 flow is that so mempool kind of gets segregated, like, and I think we are also of the opinion, and we kind of living in a world where there will be like different versions of mempools. So a different version of mempool gets added before transaction goes to the builder, and there are like 2 steps that get added, where user instead of like sending transactions, there's some like user ops. So user ops are like intents or like pseudo transactions that user submits before like doing the transaction. And the transaction gets added to a alternate pool where it gets to a bundle. Bundle is like a similar actor as that of relay in transaction 1.0, where it gets transactions and bundle them and submits to the builder in the normal like POA flow. There's a new character also that's added here. It's not mentioned paymaster, where like that basically acts as a gas tank that is like used to pay the gas fees on behalf of the users. So basically, what it results into like creation of all smart contract wallets, where it's like if we have to like simply define it like how it's different from a EOA, it's like more of a programmable wallet where signing and the key is kind of different. But in EOA, what happens is that if anyone who has a key is the only person who can sign. But in smart contract wallet, it's a lot more than that. Like you can program the transactions and signing can be delegated to multiple players. If you have to further like simplify it, kind of looks like this, where you have like an account, you have different sort of wallets on top, right? And you get like a new set of experience overall. So kind of call it like iPhone moment for the wallets out there. So this feature is kind of very powerful in general, just to have like more programmable transactions and like simplify the user flow for anyone like using like a blockchain application. So yeah, Biconomy has been working on this for like the last 2 years and decided to launch our Biconomy's Modular smart contract. Why do we call it modular? Is because we were like looking at this architecture here and we'll explain like what modular actually means. So what happens in a modular transaction, what modular smart contract do is that it's like 2 components. The base layer is like infra, like that is where we have our paymasters and binders. Like these are the guys who are just like doing the transactions. Basically what we saw on the flow previously. Paymaster is basically used for gas sponsors. Like you can like either do gasless transactions, we can program the gas transactions, or you can also pay fees in other transactions. Bundlers act as a like a pseudo relay where it kind of bundles the transactions and takes the bundle with it. On top comes the smart contract wallet. And why it's called modular is because it has different flow store, it can have different plugins, and different modules can be built on top of it. Right? Some of the modules mentioned here are session keys, social login, pass keys. They can be in this module depending on the customizability, depending on how that wants to see the user experience to be, and that makes it super powerful. And that's where like more customized user experience can be imagined in like future applications. So basically, like what three major components that unlock the smart contract wallets unlock are modular. Basically, like anyone who wants to like have a customized user experience can build their own modules. You don't have to like have like a wallet experience where it is just hanging on a Chrome browser and people are just having like a detached experience where wallet experience is like different from the app experience. So in this way, it can be customized as to the apps. It can be upgradable. Like if like in future you want to have more modules or more custom flows, it can be easily upgradable to the way that apps want to make it happen. And it's programmable as well. Like what I mean by programmable is that we can delegate transactions to third parties. We can also have limits. We can also have automation within the wallet itself, so that things can happen automatically without user intervention. So yeah, and some of the other key stats of modular architecture is that it is like very developer efficient. Like developers can build their own modules on top of it, and certain different applications out there. It is a better UX, as we all know, and we all kind of know it is easily like plug and play, where like people can easily like plug in different modules and plug out actually whenever they want, and it's customizable as per the back requirements. So what are the different kind of modules that can be plugged into like a smart contract wallet? There are basically 3 modules out there, like validation module, execution module, and hooks. Hooks we haven't made live yet, it's going to be live pretty soon when we implement 6.0. And how these 3 modules are, so validation modules are basically like more of a delegation module where like you can give authority to third party to do transactions on your behalf, basically. And some of the examples of these modules are session keys, pass keys. We'll see in the upcoming demos like how these modules actually play into like the user experience. Execution module is basically like a custom module that can be built within the app itself, like simple example for it swap. And hooks is basically like a guardrails, like just to check the transactions before and after, like it's done like a user. And it is a very powerful user in order just to test like if there's any malicious activity happening within the transaction itself. We'll see all these modules in action like with the demo in the future. But like this is how it's going to look like, where we gonna be building like different modules, and we will be also getting like community people to build modules for us. So they can be endless modules and we can go and apply this. So here probably going to be showing like a demo of how exactly like modules come into action. Yes. Sorry guys, we're from technical glitch. Yeah, that was expected, right?
Okay, so Aniket? So I believe with Biconomy, you guys are also bringing InfraCon to New York City next week.
Yes.
So do you have anything that you just want to give everybody here just a little sneak peek about what's happening before Curve pulls?
Yeah, InfraCon is also going to be like, this is sort of a third event and we're going to do more this year, so pretty excited about this. Guys, anyone who wants to collaborate with us, do more things with us, pretty happy. Talk to anyone on heads, like eat our heads, we're going to like, work with different guys. So it's all fine. Like, so this is what we expect from demos, but we'll share more on a Twitter feed. So probably like a good chance for me to increase my Twitter followers. So yes, so this is a demo where we kind of present session keys where like users can do transitions without doing any signing. This is going to go live with some of the applications and the features, but to see more, just log into my Twitter, follow me, we'll probably post it soon. So this is a case study. I mean, this is something I was very excited about. This is, I think, like one of the two applications of account abstraction that is actually going to go live pretty soon. And one of the modules that we have built over the last several months is like a signal signature multiple execution module where it unlocks the two features of multi-chain transactions, where if anyone wants to do transactions on one chain and wants it to get like replicated on multiple chain, this is all we're trying to do in this module. And we are very excited to launch it with the co-partner that's going to go live pretty soon, very straight, where it's a decentralized core platform where they want to aggregate different core platforms across multiple L2s and want to have user like a single account from where the transactions that happen and can replicate it to multiple chains. So yeah, like this launch going to be happening pretty soon, and this is going to be like one of the, I think like sort of game-changing moment in the construction space in terms of the UX. Also want to be for like a per platform out there. So here's some of the stats. Like let's probably get into the numbers. Like we all love this slide. Exactly of all what we said. Like what exactly is happening. So the numbers are growing, but it's not there yet. Like overall, we have seen only like 1.6 million user ops till now, whereas like a daily transaction of Ethereum is doing more than that. So we're pretty early in the stages, but what we have started to observe in the last several months is like sort of exponential growth happening. So if you see the stats of July and August, like these are the months where it's like most of the transactions happening, and it's not like dominated by any chain. Like, sometimes Polygon is leading, then Optimum is leading. We see like good traction in Avalanche as well. So we'll see like it is like a 1.0 moment in terms of adoption, and yeah, I mean like I think it's still very early in the space. In terms of Biconomy's report card, in terms of entire traction till now, we've been like sort of quote unquote like 20% capturing the market share, where we have done over 300 user docs. This is sort of the number that we got like 2 days ago from exchange now. But overall, it's early. So this is still very early, and we are still collaborating on multiple applications. So this number is going to won't even matter in the next few months. Exactly, like sort of applications that we're seeing who are using this. Here's some of the partners that we are working with. Many of these guys are here already. And many of the more guys are coming in the next 2 weeks. And the chains we are live on. Basically, any EVM chain you can be live on in 2-3 days. What is the road ahead of us? There are like a couple of things that we are working on. Standardization. This is where like ERC-4337 we are kind of closely following and we'll be like incorporating it. I mean, there'll be like different sessions around it, but this is where we are actively working on. Security is a key aspect. Like whenever like a module gets added to any smart account, it gets vulnerable to attack. So we will like have a little bit security practices there to make sure that like things are very safe to use and people are able to use it without like double thinking. Anyway, we had like a presentation of survey before that. We can already see like how hacks are intense. Like so, 437 is kind of like a subset of intense. So But going deep into it, like how we can accept images were like a huge focus for us. And yeah, and mobile, like I think most of the applications that we are seeing are highly like mobile users, and they're like trying to like mobile first. So we'll be spending like a lot of time to make sure that mobile experience becomes really slick. Yeah, I mean here we are. Like this is what we're working on. We are like super deep into smart accounts, and if anyone wants to help us in the journey, want to work with us, or just want to collaborate, just feel free. It's a Twitter account. Just follow anytime, and we are all here like the entire day for exams. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you so much, Aniket.